Airwallex has always been very ambitious. Like one of the things that attracted me to Airwallex was this grand vision of re-architecting and rebuilding global financial infrastructure.
Philipp Reichardt joins me now for a one-on-one interview here at Money 2020 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Philipp is VP of Enterprise of the Americas at Airwallex. Great to have you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, JD.
Philipp, let's start first and foremost with a bit of an introduction, both to Airwallex for anyone a bit unfamiliar, as well as your role at Airwallex.
Absolutely. So Airwallex is a global financial infrastructure provider. We handle end-to-end money movement for businesses around the world. Obviously, in my role, I'm very focused on the Americas. But yeah, really anything from collections to wallets, FX, payouts, now also spend management capabilities. We can cover that for you. And in my role specifically, I look after our enterprise business. So I work with large enterprises that either embed our solution in more of an embedded finance fashion, as well as mid-market and enterprise customers that use our infrastructure for their own benefit and to enhance their efficiencies around treasury, payouts, collections, you name it.
Yeah, I know you've been with the company a number of years now. In what ways has the company evolved over those last 5 years, and how have the underlying sort of technology as well as the broader landscape, the ecosystem of the industry shifted in the last few years? Absolutely,
yeah. So I joined Airwallex 5 years ago as one of the first US hires, which is a very different feel to what it is now, a very mature operation in the US. Airwallex has always been very ambitious. Like one of the things that attracted me to Airwallex was this grand vision of re-architecting and rebuilding global financial infrastructure. And so if I look back at the last 5 years, we've achieved a huge amount of that vision already. Certainly not done yet, but very much matured in that regard. We cover really end-to-end solutions. So think of global banking wrapped into a very modern API-first product. That's what we handle. And added a lot of products around the last 5 years, but also added and expanded into many more regions, including in the Americas, which we're very excited about. We announced, of course, Mexico, Brazil last year, but we're continuously adding more regions as well.
Philipp, I'm a markets guy, I'm a numbers guy at the New York Stock Exchange. Let's talk about a few of these numbers. 90% jump year over year in revenue, 120% year over year jump in transaction volume. Those are some eye-popping figures. What do you attribute that success to this last year?
So I think it goes back to what I said. Like traditionally, if you look back just a couple of years, like 5 years now, most of our revenue was FX focused. We're known as this big kind of cross-border FX company. But we've added a lot of additional financial products to our suite of products, be that acquiring, be that issuing, be that other solutions, including SaaS products that are contributing to that phenomenal growth. And it's been very exciting.
Yeah, one of those acquisitions, OpenPay. Talk to me
right.
specifically about how that deal came together and what ultimately, Philipp, do you feel you can do now after that deal that maybe you could not do before?
Absolutely. So OpenPay was a very strategic decision and acquisition for us. We decided to buy versus build, and really OpenPay is very well aligned to help us expand our analytical, our orchestration footprint, and just gives us more flexibility around how we bill and how we offer billing as a solution to our customers.
Talk to me about your state of borderless finance report. You pulled in data from tens of thousands of global customers. What did that survey ultimately tell you, and what do you do with the information that you learned?
Yeah, I mean, we're very privileged position to have like hundreds of thousands of customers around the world. That gives us access to really good insights into how money flows, how businesses operate. And what we found is that LATAM is growing very drastically. EMEA is growing as an additional source of fund and also a source of trade. A lot of things contribute to that, tariffs being one of the many factors. And yeah, what we do with that information is like we add capabilities as we see trends emerge in the market. So opening up offices in LATAM is of course something we talked about already, but also expanding throughout Europe. We added a lot of capabilities with additional funding currencies in the European market, and just following what our customers want and where the market is moving.
Yeah, and finally, how do you navigate any of the inherent geopolitical challenges to some of these emerging markets, knowing, to your point, about the uncertainty of tariff and trade policy? Things can seemingly change by the day. What does that look like from where you're situated at Airwallex?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that think is a big differentiator for Airwallex. Our global infrastructure now allows customers to adapt very, very quickly to changing market dynamics. Might be that shifting your trading hub, your logistics hub, or just having to very quickly sign new agreements with providers in other markets. By using Airwallex as the underlying infrastructure, they can very quickly adapt and charge customers in those markets, make payments into other regions, expand their own footprint without having to go through a long, winding, kind of traditional, I want to say, exercise of entity creation and bank account negotiation. That's all done naturally, very, very quickly through the Airwallex infrastructure.
Philipp Reichardt of Airwallex joining us here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thanks a lot for taking the time. It's great to have you today.
Thank you so much.